Choosing a printer is one thing, but what ink type should you get? There's a lot of things to consider when deciding which ink type works best for your business. For example, what kind of things do you print on now, and what kind of things will you want to print on as your business grows? Hi, I'm Mike Goodwin, and in this episode, we will look at the most common ink types for signs, vehicle wraps, general graphics, stickers, and promotional products. We will discuss the pros and cons of each and what works best for what applications. Stick around to the end of the video to see which ink I suggest is the best all-around choice. There are three common types of ink when it comes to producing outdoor durable graphics: Eco-solvent, Latex, or resin, and UV. Before we get started, let me know in the comments what ink type you currently use and if you plan on buying a printer that offers a different ink set and why you're considering that ink. First up, Eco-solvent ink. Eco-solvent inks typically come in ink colors of cyan, magenta, yellow, black, light cyan, light magenta, light black, orange, green, white, and even silver metallic. These ink types have been around the longest since the early 2000s and have proven themselves to be stable and offer consistent color. Eco-solvent inks are mostly made up of light solvent and colored pigments. They bond quickly to media, they're outdoor durable for 3 to 5 years, they offer the widest color gamut because of the inks available, they offer the widest range of media available for print. Ink comes typically in plastic 220 to 750 milliliter cartridges, but over the last couple of years, some manufacturers like Roland have shifted to a more eco-friendly pouch and cost anywhere from 25 to 35 cents per square foot. Although I don't recommend using third-party inks, you can find manufacturers that offer them. They're usually 12 to 20 cents per square foot. Most OEM ink manufactured is GreenGuard certified, which means they require no special ventilation, but try and avoid skin contact. Although Eco-solvent ink can be GreenGuard certified, there is a slight smell to them when printing. I should note that not all Eco-solvent inks are GreenGuard certified, so make sure to check with your manufacturer. Eco-solvent ink penetrates into the media where the solvents evaporate via pre, print, and post heaters built into the printer. Although not all 3 heaters are required, a printer typically has at least 2 print and post heaters to evaporate all the solvents in order to generate quality prints and not affect the media. As the solvent evaporates, with help from the built-in heaters, the colored pigment is left behind, producing bright, vivid images. The process of the solvent evaporating is known as off-gassing. You should wait at least 4 hours, although some manufacturers recommend longer, 24 to 48 hours. Check with them to be sure. If there isn't enough time for the solvents to fully off-gas, they can affect the adhesive of the vinyl, making installation and sticker making more difficult, or if laminated too soon, actually attack the adhesive of the laminate, causing silvering in the prints, bubbling, or even failure from delamination. Now let's discuss the pros and cons of Eco-solvent ink. First up, the pros. Eco-solvent is safe to print without ventilation. There is a slight smell, but it's tolerable by most and almost undetectable within 15 minutes of working around the printer. It carries the widest range of media to print on. With these inks being around the longest, it's no surprise that most manufacturers offer a wide range of media that works consistently. Better scratch resistance. Because the light solvent penetrates the vinyl, it's inherently less scratch resistant than some other ink types. Gloss or matte finish. The ink will take on the characteristics of the media you're printing on, so matte vinyl will look matte and gloss vinyl will look glossy when printed with Eco-solvent inks prior to lamination. Eco-solvent ink sets have the widest color gamut available. With the additional ink colors like orange, green, red, and light black, you can expect that these inks will allow you to achieve the most amount of PMS and corporate colors. Now let's look at some of the cons of Eco-solvent ink. Off-gassing takes time. The light solvent that gives Eco-solvent some of its best characteristics can also slow down the production and definitely cause more time to be put into planning, as the ink needs to completely dry, allowing all the solvent to evaporate prior to application or sticker cutting. Slight smell. Most people become used to it, but for some it takes a little longer than others. Eco-solvent ink can be used on many applications, and it's a great fit for stickers, heat transfer vinyl, for apparel, general signage, vehicle wraps, banners, wall, floor, and window graphics. Next up, UV ink. These inks are typically offered in colors of CMYK, light cyan, light magenta, white, clear, and primer. Roland does offer a red and orange ink color in their EUV5 ink set. UV print technology evolved as the demand for high-quality, durable printing on a wide variety of substrates increased. UV inkjet printing, also around since the early 2000s, offered several advantages for additional solvent-based and eco-solvent inks, including faster curing times, reduced environmental impact, and the ability to print on a wider range of materials. The composition of UV ink is specialized to ensure it cures quickly when exposed to UV light, while providing durability and vibrant colors. The ink is typically cured with halogen or newer LED lamps. This type of ink allows for printing on just about any substrate or media and is dried immediately. These inks can last 2 to 4 years outdoors depending on the manufacturers and the lamination. UV ink can also be Green Guard certified, meaning that manufacturers meet strict standards of low chemical emissions, making them ideal for indoor applications. UV ink is typically sold in plastic cartridge pouches and bottles ranging from 220 milliliters to 5 liters and can cost between 20 and 35 cents per square foot, depending on the manufacturer, machine type, and ink delivery system. The same goes for UV ink. Although I don't recommend third-party inks, they can be purchased at a reduced upfront cost. Some pros of UV ink. UV ink is instantly dry. The high-intensity lamps cure the ink instantly and can potentially increase turnaround times. UV ink offers great scratch resistance. Even though this ink is cured on top of the substrate, it does have a light solvent in it that helps it to adhere to media and has come a long way over the last several years to compete with Eco-solvent for scratch resistance. Spot gloss. UV ink prints matte by nature, but if your ink set offers gloss, then you have the ability to print and highlight areas with really cool spot gloss feature. The spot gloss effect can also allow you to leave spot areas half cured, allowing you to apply a foil or glitter effects. These are typically controlled through the software. UV ink can be layered for 3D effects. Layering the ink can give you the same really cool effects and more printing options, like the ability to create ADA type signs. Additional media types. UV ink can print on some additional media types that Eco-solvent cannot, like some holographic, glow-in-the-dark, and other specialty media. Some cons for UV ink. UV ink prints with a matte finish. Even when printing on gloss vinyl, UV ink is inherently matte. There are printers like the Canon Colorado using UV gel ink that has the ability to use a separate lamp to cure ink in either gloss or matte finishes at the same time. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified when the review video comes out on that Canon Colorado UV gel printer. Shelf life. UV ink typically has a 1-year shelf life from date of manufacture. By the time it gets manufactured, shipped to a distributor, and ordered by you, there could be 6 to 9 months left. Although very manageable, it adds a level of awareness and makes it difficult to manage if you don't print daily. Although UV ink can be used in similar uses as Eco-solvent ink, the biggest benefits to UV ink is its ability to stick to many more surfaces, making it a great ink for printing directly to objects, even hard to stick low energy surfaces. Even surfaces like glass and acrylic can be printed on through the use of a primer or adhesion promoter. Because UV ink requires no off-gassing, it makes it a great choice for producing large amounts of stickers that have to ship quickly or when cutting through a bleed. UV ink can be used in many applications, but it's great fit to print directly to objects and substrates using a flatbed printer. This ink is 2 to 4 years outdoor durable, making it a great fit for general signage, banners, posters, stickers, vehicle wraps, wall, floor, and window graphics, and more. UV ink is also perfect for creating cool 3D foil and glitter effects. If you're finding value in this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. It really helps me to determine what type of content to make and makes it easier for others to find the video. Now back to the content. Latex ink. Latex inks usually come in configurations of CMYK, light cyan, light magenta. Latex or resin ink is laid over an optimizer primer and cured with heat to create a durable scratch-resistant polymer film over the surface of the media. Latex inks are made up of a synthetic produced polymer resin, which is suspended in water and have no smell to them. They are outdoor durable for 3 to 5 years. Cured and unlaminated, they are somewhat chemical and water resistant. Dry and ready for finishing when printing is complete. Latex resin inks are offered in pouches and boxes from 700 milliliters to 10 liters and range from 12 to 22 cents per square foot. Although latex ink is water-based and there is no smell to the ink, there is a smell to the media when heated to cure the latex ink. Latex inks are made up of 65% water and are printed over an optimizer or primer, as some call it, and it sits on top of the media. The optimizer prevents it from spreading as extreme heat evaporates the water and fuses the polymers to the media. Although latex ink is water-based and there is no smell to the ink, there is a smell to the media when heated to cure the latex ink. This smell does vary depending on the media type you're printing on. Latex inks are Green Guard certified, Eco-logo, and have qualified for certifications that demonstrate they meet some of the world's most rigorous and comprehensive standards for low chemical emissions and to indoor air. Some pros for latex resin ink is it's one of the safest ink to print indoors, with no VOCs or solvents to make it safe to print in confined spaces. It's completely dry. Improved turnaround times when done printing and ready for the laminator or finishing. Faster lead times. Latex resin ink could speed up your workflow, and the fact that it's ready to be finished as soon as it's done printing. Some of the cons for latex resin ink: a longer machine warm-up time. The printer requires more time to get ready, especially in colder climates. Heat to cure. Extreme heat is required to dry ink, which means that not every media is compatible. Not as scratch resistant. Ink curing on top of the media may mean that they are more susceptible to scratching depending on the media. Media waste. More material waste as the printed media has to be moved through the dryer to be fully cured. You could rewind the media, but I have seen the media buckle and cause head strikes when reheating it after a curing cycle. When printing on glossy vinyl, latex inks have a satin type finish. Slight odor. There is a smell to the curing of the ink onto the media that can be irritating depending on the media being printed. Heat generation. For smaller print spaces. One more thing to consider is the amount of heat required to cure the inks can heat up a small space quickly depending on the size of your production area and how often you print. Latex inks are ideal for vehicle wraps, banners, posters, heat transfer vinyl, window, wall, floor graphics, and more. There is a fourth type of ink that hasn't been around as long as the other three. In 2018, Canon released the Colorado series inkjet printer with UV gel ink. UV gel ink is different than the traditional UV ink in that it is delivered in a gel state, enters into the printhead and is heated from a gel to a liquid, and on contact with the media, the liquefied ink returns back to a gel state to be cured via LED light. One of the biggest advantages of this ink type, besides its fast production speeds, is it delivers optimal control of the dot to prevent spread, also known as dot gain. UV ink gel is currently only available in the Colorado line of printers. So I mentioned in the beginning of this video which ink I would prefer. I would have to go with the UV ink. The fact that you can print on just about anything, it's instantly dry, combined with 3D and spot gloss effects, I believe this ink offers the most flexibility out of all three mainstream inks I mentioned today. If you already have a latex resin or Eco-solvent printer, a UV printer could be a great complementary printer to either of those. I hope this video gives you some insight into the mainstream ink types available today and helps you decide which ink type best fits your output and production needs. If you found this video helpful, then these two may help you find the best printer that fits your needs. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in the next one.